Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope that you're all doing very well. Now, lately I've discussed very briefly two theories of meaning. Definition as a theory of meaning and reference as a theory of meaning. And we concluded that there is much more to the meaning of words than their definitions in dictionaries or than their reference. Today, I will discuss, and very briefly, a third theory of meaning. But before I start that third theory of meaning, let me draw your attention to this point. We now know that there are two levels: linguistic words, linguistic terms on one hand, and the real word on the other hand. But after discussing those two theories in our previous sessions, we could realize that there should be some kind of a third level in between. And actually, what do you think this third level might be? Well, it's the mental representation, or as Said puts it, sense. Now, when we suggest the existence of an association of a word with something mental, something in the speaker's or the hearer's mind, we are actually freeing ourselves from the restriction of the fact that everything we talk about exists in reality. Now, what is meant by mental representation? Mental representation, some authors consider it as the mental entities or images. This theory is referred to as the mental representation theory, or it's also referred to as the image theory, or even as the resemblance theory. The assumption of this theory is the theory assumes that the meaning of any word is the image that jumps into our mind once we hear or speak this word. Well, once again, we need to raise the following question. Can the resemblance theory, or whatever label it has, account for the meaning of words? Well, what about the following points? What about words with abstract notions such as justice and reality and love and democracy and so on and so forth? What kind of an image do you have when you hear the word justice, for example? Definitely, these terms have no images at all in our mental capacities. Does this mean that they have no meaning? Certainly not. Now, another point. When it comes to common nouns, different speakers might have different images for the same word depending on their experience. Let's all try this. I need you to close your eyes and I'll say a word. I need you to note the image that comes to your mind once I say a word, once you hear that word. Ready? Okay, close your eyes please. Home. Home. Now you can open your eyes. I'm sure that every one of you has got a particular image of his or her own building where he or she lives, or maybe a building of your dreamland, dream home. Well, these different images may be like this one, or even this, or even this, or even this one. These images might have occurred in the mind of different listeners, and probably in my mind as well as a speaker. Nonetheless, you need to take into account that, linguistically speaking, each building shown in each image in front of you is referred to by a particular linguistic term, which makes it differ from the other buildings or types of buildings. For example, Hut is used to refer to a small, simply built house. Detached house is used to refer to this kind of building, not joined to another house on either sides. Semi-detached house is used to refer to this type of building, joined to another house by a wall on one side. Bungalow is actually used to refer to a building that is built all in one level with no stairs whatsoever. Cottage is used to refer to a small house, usually in the countries. And caravan is used to refer to a road vehicle without an engine that is pulled by a car. Hence, you have got maybe all of these images in your mental capacities once you heard HOME uttered by me. Nevertheless, linguistically speaking, each of these images has got its own label, its own linguistic term. To conclude then, we may say that there is much more to the meaning of words than the images that jump into our mind once we hear or utter those words. In other words, there is much more to the meaning of words than their mental representation. This is the end of today's video. Hope that you have found it useful and interesting. For those who are interested, these are actually today's references. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe and bye-bye for now.